James, it's been a whirlwind season and a long one on the World Series for you and the guys. Can you talk us through how it's gone so far?
It's gone pretty well now recently. The season hasn't really stopped since we got to the Olympics last year, and thankfully at the same time, it's been a long time these guys have been waiting to play, and since the new year, we've had a lot of new guys have come in, and given us a real sort of fresh impetus for the team, and the results, have been favourable for us, and it's been a good sort of stepping stone. Now we go into LA, which is the last one for this season, and that's going to be our sort of step forward now, looking forward to the Rugby World Cup.
So you've got LA, you're in fifth going into that, so potentially one of the highest finishes for the squad. Must be satisfying to see how they're performing on the World Series.
It is, yeah, and a lot of it's down to maybe draws and things like that there, and who we play, and it's important. We play well in some tournaments, and maybe don't get what we deserve. But I think at the end of the day, fifth for us is a massive thing, because it's only our first year really on a whole World Series. Our sort of goal was always to sort of retain our status as such, but I think the guys have sort of had really, really good performances, and it shows. I think we still have to beat New Zealand, but every other team we've now beat on the World Series. So that's the next goal for us, as a team.
And you mentioned some of the new faces coming in. I mean, that's always a factor in sevens, isn't it? A turnover in players. But does that bring in new enthusiasm, new blood, new talent?
Yeah, I think just a lot of competition. It was a case of we'd quite a settled team for a few years, and maybe 12 or 13, 14 guys to pick from. And this year, I think we've got nearly 22 guys, have played in the World Series. We have guys who have come into the programme, and after a month, they've been set out there, to show what they can do. So it's a really good position to be in, to have experienced guys there. We can bring in 3-4 guys, and see how they go. And also then that just puts pressure on the sort of older guys as such, to perform. And I think, we've got a nice blend at the minute. We've got guys who I have full confidence in all the players that go on the pitch. But it's given us that sort of team now which can play for a full 14 minutes.
And you mentioned it there earlier, LA, and then you're straight into the Rugby World Cup. That must be hugely exciting.
Yeah, it's another thing you'd like to have sort of organised maybe a year beforehand, so you can look forward and prepare for it. It's sort of a whirlwind to go and try and play in that, qualify for a competition, and then prepare for it at short notice. But we played in it the last time. It's a sort of a different format, it's knockout, straight from the word go. So you really have to win 5 games in a row to win the World Cup. But then that's good, that's good for us teams. We can beat a team we think at any stage, and it also gives us impetus because we have to play against Portugal in the first game, who are a real tough side and qualified, beating Spain, a World Series team. So for us, it's a good focus to have, but we also know that if we do perform, that we can beat anybody. So the format does suit us.
And in terms of that, how much of that change of format, that immediate knockout, in terms of you trying to get the players up and it's not a pool anymore, it's just in and win. How much does that change your preparation?
It's tricky now because you can't really sort of account for later on in the tournament. The team that goes out each time is going to have to win. Now, thankfully, obviously, then it's not like a pool stage where it comes down to points difference and things like that. There, you just have to worry about winning games each time. So that's the sort of change of mindset for those guys. That it doesn't matter by 1 point. You win each game, you work hard, it pushes you on the next stage, and then anything can happen as each game goes on.
Big 3 weeks or 4 weeks ahead for you guys. You must be really excited.
Yeah, it's a big. We're well used to it now, So we've got sort of LA, then we sort of travel and have a sort of an extra sort of half week in South Africa before that there. So it's really going into like a sort of camp tour type status for the guys. We're bringing a few extra guys with us just in case stuff does happen. But we hope that the group will get really strong and bond together. Through LA, use that there for us. As both seeing what new players can do and preparation for the World Cup, and then hopefully whenever we get to South Africa, we're prepared to finish off our season on a high.
Great stuff, James. Thanks very much.
Okay.